the summarizations of all three living organisms in biology. Since there are the Monera kingdom, the Protista kingdom, and the Fungi kingdom. The Monera kingdom, this is a kingdom of the microscopic living things and groups together the prokaryotes, archaea, and bacteria. This group is present in all habitats and is made of a single cell things with no defined nucleus. Most bacteria are aerobic and heterotrophic, while the archaea are usually anaerobic and metabolism is chemosynthetic. The Protista kingdom, this group is the most primitive of the eukaryotics and all the others descendants of it. The Protista kingdom is a paraphyletic. It contains the common ancestors but not all the descendants, and it includes those eukaryotic organisms. They are not deemed to be animals, plants, or fungi. The Protista kingdom, this group is the most primitive in the eukaryotics of all the other descendants of it, and the Protista kingdom is paraphyletic. It contains the common ancestors but not its all descendants, and it includes those eukaryotic organisms and they are not deemed to be animals, plants, or fungi such as protozoa. It is so heterogeneous, it is difficult to categorize it since its members have a very little in common. Fungi kingdom, this name is used to designate the fungi kingdom, which includes yeasts, molds, and all the species of mushrooms and plant tools. These multimolecular, aerobic, and heterotrophic eukaryotes. Fungi kingdom, this name is used to designate the fungi kingdom, which includes yeast, molds, and all the species of mushrooms and plant tools. These multicellular aerobic and heterotrophic eukaryotes have chitin in their cell walls, fed off the other living things, and reproduce through spores. The kingdom Monera, which uses the bacteria to create a model. Monera break down the dead matter and food in our digestive system. They can also prepare their own food, but bacteria feed out dead matter. In the kingdom Protista, we made is the Paramecium. Paramecium is widespread and in freshwater, brackish, and marine environments, and are often very abundant in stagnant basins and ponds. Because some species are readily cultivated and easily induced to conjugate and divide, it has been widely used in classrooms and laboratories to study biological processes. In the kingdom fungi, which is the Penicillium, fungus that has various plant growth promoting characteristics like productions and phytohormones, phosphate solubilization, synthesis of amino acids, secretions of various antioxidative enzymes, and biologically active secondarily metabolites.
Different in our model from one another are following. Paramecium is a unicellular organism with a single-celled eukaryote belonging to kingdom Protista, and is a well-known genus of ciliate protozoa. As well, it belongs to phylum Ciliopora. The Penicillium is belongs to eukaryotes kingdom of fungi, characterized by the presence of chitin in the cell wall, a genus of fungi that are found chiefly on moist non-living organic matter and have been grouped with the imperfect fungi but are now often placed with the Ascomycetes. Bacteria belong to prokaryotic kingdom Monera. These are unicellular and simple in structure, rod-like, spherical, or curved in shape, and many carry out all of their activities within cell. Unlike other complex cells, bacteria do not any membrane-bounded nucleus or any other intracellular organelle.
Cellular characteristics that we use to classify organisms under the three kingdoms are the following. The organisms in Kingdom Monera have no chloroplast compared to other kingdoms. It is single-celled, it has a cell wall. It may or may not move. It don't have nucleus on its organisms. They produce their own photosynthesis by absorbing nutrients through the cell wall. The Kingdom Monera DNA is naked and not bound by nuclear membranes. They reproduce asexually by binary fission or budding. It lacks organelles like mitochondria, lysosome, endoplasmic reticulum, and others. The cell wall is rigid and made up of peptidoglycans. The two main groups that are included in Kingdom Monera are Archaeobacteria and Eubacteria. The Archaeobacteria have distinct molecular characteristics separating from bacteria. Kingdom Protista are also single-celled organisms. They have organelles including a nucleus and may have chloroplasts compared to other kingdoms. So some organisms are green and others are not green. They are motile and move with the help of cilia and flagella. Protists are eukaryotic, which means they have a nucleus and also have mitochondria. Can be parasites. This model is Paramecium under Kingdom Protist. It is oblong or sleeper-shaped and are covered with short, hairy structure called cilia. It has a well-defined ventral or oval surface and has a convex overall or dorsal body surface. Its whole body is covered with flexible, thin, and firm membrane called pellicles. These pellicles are elastic in nature which support the cell membrane. In Kingdom Fungi, it is multicellular and have a cell wall. They acquire the nutrition from dead, decaying, and rotting matter. It is contained with well-defined organelles including a nucleus. They lack chloroplasts. They are non-motile. They are rigid cell walls that support them. The important characters that used for describing penicillium are the colony texture, the abundance, texture, and color of mycelia. It is a vascular and heterotrophic organisms.
The roles of these organisms in biosphere are the following. Monerans are important decomposers and mineralizers in the biosphere. Hundreds of bacteria are presented in a handfuls of soil. They live in extreme habitats such as hot springs, deserts, snow, and deep oceans where very few other life forms can survive. Many of them live in or on other organisms and parasites. Bacteria are microscopic organisms that can survive in a diverse environment. They can be beneficial as well as harmful. Protists are essential sources of food and provide nutrition for many other organisms. Many protists are parasites of plants and animals and can cause deadly human disease or destroy valuable crops. Paramecium bursaria and several other species of ciliate and microscopic due to symbiotic relationships with green algae. This type of relationship are important nutrient-poor environment. Fungi play a vital role in biosphere. They are essential to the recycling of nutrients in all terrestrial habitats because they are dominant composers of the complex components of plant debris, such as cellulose and lignin. Penicillium are important in the natural environment, in food spoilage, and in food and drug production.